Hi everyone, hello. Happy greetings to you wherever you are. Thanks for tuning in. This is a tarot moment, a quick tarot message from myself, Jennifer Tarot Spiritual Guidance. And happy weekend or happy Friday when you listen to this, if today is your Friday. And today's card is the beloved and venerated King of Cups. Reversed. He came out upside down when I picked the card randomly. I shuffled the deck rather extensively, and this is what we've got, what we are working with. And the King of Cups for today, as an overview for me, is about emotional regulation, and that we're dealing with our emotions today or at this stage of our life. It could be just for this moment, for today. Maybe you've been a bit moody or emotional, but the key words that come through are emotional self-awareness, self-regulation, and a bit of self-control. There's a lot happening under the surface from what others see, and there's a lot there are things that you don't share with others that you're not saying. Maybe you want to overcome the thoughts that might seem troublesome or negative thinking, quote unquote. There might be a lot happening. You know, just as we see the figure here of the King of Cups, he's on water. He's on a block, suspended on the sea. And so he's quite poised. He looks quite in control. He's looking out into a distance, and he's holding the two elements, the cup and a scepter. And what we can take away from this is that this is a person who strikes us with control, with power, who is seated on a throne. He's clearly at the top of his hierarchy as the king, and the cups indicate for us emotional regulation. Hi Mubin, welcome. Greetings from New York. So as it came out reversed today, the indication is that it's maybe a time, or today you're dealing with introspection. Maybe you want some time to look at what you're thinking. You might need to exercise some self-compassion. If you're going hard on yourself, you're beating yourself up for some mistake that you've done or something that did not work out well. It could be something that has happened in the short term, or it could be something looking back in more long-term perspective of regret, or just regretting a decision or a course of actions that you took that brought you to where you are or where you've been that you don't particularly think is good. But we don't know that for sure. We don't know if that's true or not. It's just what we think and what we feel. So maybe at this time when you get this message, it is indicating that you're going through some waves, and just go with the waves, roll with the punches, but don't let them beat you up either. Don't let them shatter your ego or your psyche. Because just as when you get into the ocean with the choppy waves, it doesn't mean that you stop fighting. Actually, sometimes you fight even more to survive. But in this case, we want to exercise intelligence in how we respond, and taking a moment of pausing and reflecting before jumping out with a quick response or a blow up. Because when we keep things under the surface emotionally that we don't talk about, that we keep to ourselves, it could bottle up as in a form of resentment or anger, envy or jealousy or whatever it is, sadness, discouragement, depression. So those things, if we don't share them in a safe and supportive way with someone that you trust, like a therapist or a loving parent or a loving best friend, or someone that you know is there for you and has your best interest at heart, in that safe and trusting space, you can express what you've been thinking without attaching yourself to it. And so that's basically it. You know, you don't need to attach to your emotions necessarily. They're just feelings, but they don't define who you are. They don't define your character. Because you're feeling low or moody or emotional or creative, it doesn't mean you have to label yourself as a bad person. Because you made a mistake, it does not mean you're a bad person. You were just a human who made a decision or who made a choice, or you just acted without thinking about it. So give yourself the gift of grace and self-compassion, and think of how blessed you are if you have someone that you can share with in a safe and supportive space, that you won't be judged and you won't be criticized. Because if you already fear that you might be criticized by someone, even if they seem to be supportive, then you're not going to be frank. And we want to process what's happening in your internal world, in that landscape, so that you can then move forward into the afternoon or the next day or the evening with a lighter spirit, a lighter head, lifted up thoughts, and without so much heaviness. Because the King of Cups is really, I feel, someone of generosity and someone of great creativity and warmth and personableness, amiability. But even they have to take some time for themselves and feel the feels, so to speak. And it happens to men and women. So, yeah. So that's it for now. I hope that the message is helpful, and that you give yourself the gift of grace and don't judge yourself or beat yourself up if you feel like things are not working out yet. It's just about the waves on the water. You just roll with the waves and know that sometimes there are choppier surface level waters, but they eventually pass away, and then there's calmness. So that's it. I think that the key is about safe space for us. And if there's someone in your life who is emotionally kind of triggering you, or that you feel is an unsafe person, like emotional triggering or blackmail, then you might want to pause and reflect how you can keep a space and a distance between yourself and that other person. Because at this point, it seems like we are working on our mental health and taking a deep breath. To really come into the present and settle in and take it step by step. Okay? So that's it for now. Thanks to anyone and everyone who tuned in live, to Nicole, to Mubin. Thank you. Your comments are welcome. And if you're interested in your own private reading, you can contact me directly, or I have my website, and you can schedule your appointment and we can get that underway. A private confidential reading, it can be online or in person if you are physically in New York, in Queens, New York. All right. So King of Cups, he came out reversed. So maybe if you're a female listening to this, Queen of Cups, parallel example. But just it's okay to go within, processing your emotions, and put yourself into a safe space where you can appreciate and process and potentially accept your feelings, even if they're difficult. And as you process them, they begin to get less powerful, and you can move forward in life. And one last tip, journaling. Journaling seems to be very helpful for many people. It often, constantly, frequently comes up in podcasts that I listen to by psychologists, by if you're dealing with dieting or eating disorder recovery or psychological development. Journaling is really helpful, apparently. And so if in doubt, have no one else around you to help you, write it down. Write it on a journal, in a notepad, whatever. Take your thoughts out of your head so that they're not just circling up there. Maybe they feel like crazy thoughts or something like that. Maybe they're too strong and overpowering, but you can always write it down and then look at it on a piece of paper and see that it comes out of you, and we can do something about this. All right, so that's a tip. Write it down, write in a journal, keep a journal. Maybe it's something that you are doing already or you will want to look into. So have a great day. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you soon from Jennifer Tarot, Spiritual Guidance with our King of Cups. and keep the faith. Stay strong and keep going. Don't lose faith in yourself. Bye.